He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hey, hello everyone, it's Don Baine, the Gadget Professor, coming to you live and certainly in color from NAB 2016. We are here on the showroom floor in the Central Hall. It is actually Wednesday, the third day of NAB. I'm here with Perry Goldstein from Marshall Electronics. Perry, thank you so much for being the sponsor of the Gadget Professor this year. I appreciate that.
I would call us the home. Okay. The home of the Gadget Professor.
The home of the Gadget Professor. Well, I do have to say that...
And we're so happy to have you.
Well, I'm honored to be here, and you know this, I'm not making this up, but I've been using your MXL line of microphones for many years, and actually the BCC microphone is what the Gadget Professor uses both in his home studio and in our studio in Scottsdale. I love that microphone. And,
well, you know, I remember meeting you for the first time at NAB a number of years ago.
Yes, so it was about 5-6 years ago.
And I think you had a 990 on your table at the time.
I did.
I remember that.
Wow, that's I can't believe you remember that. Yeah.
You know, I don't know what I had for breakfast, but I always remember when they're using our mics.
That's crazy, but sure. I love that microphone and I love your products. And over the years, I have to say that I always have loved Marshall Electronics because you always are innovators in this space. And this year, I think, was no exception. You just blew my brains out with the equipment that we're using here. I have to point out to our viewers that everything you see here is literally being brought to you by the Marshall Electronics Company. I am using their microphones, I'm using their audio mixer, and we have 3 wonderful cameras that I'm using that are also supplied by Marshall Electronics. The monitor that's in front of me and a switcher that you can't see that's right here, and phenomenal products. And Perry, tell us a little bit about this. I am so impressed. I'm impressed particularly with this little puppy here.
Well, so the Mini Mixer, this is actually the second version. When I first got to the company, they had a mixer, and it was portable, and it was USB only.
Right.
And it could only take dynamic mics. And it didn't quite fit into anywhere. Wasn't quite sure what we're going to do with it. But we started to look at it and say, okay, what do we need to make this better to make it a real product?
Right.
Well, a lot happened since then. And what happened is there's been this huge movement to using your mobile device as professional video. The iPhone, and that whole thing started at NAB 2012 when Zacuto did the Great Camera Shootout.
Not that long ago.
Zacuto did the Great Camera Shootout, and they compared all the greatest broadcast cameras, and in there they had the iPhone 4S, and we're all going into our pocket like this going, I got one. This is that good. And I got to tell you, I think that even took Apple by surprise. Yeah. So all of a sudden the apps started coming out and all the hardware mounting devices.
A whole new industry.
And then Apple started improving the cameras, and then it was a race with Android and Apple and Microsoft kind of that, who's got the best camera. But the one thing they couldn't do is improve the audio, because a built-in mic in a little box like that is a built-in mic in a little box like that. And we all know the goal is to always get the audio as close to the speaker as you can. So we came up with a line of microphones that we call mobile media mics, and they're all optimized with a TRRS electret mic, so they get a little bit of power from the device. They sound great. They plug in. And people kept saying, well, we want to use more than one mic now. And so we went back, we looked at the Mini Mixer and said, okay, what can we do to improve this? What we knew is what we didn't do that we needed to do the next time, but we also knew what the market was telling us we needed to do. And there was a lot of, I would say, kind of shoehorn fits. A lot of manufacturers had little mixers that were being used, but they weren't an elegant solution. It was kind of okay, this is the best we can do, get it in there.
Right.
And that's our jumping off point.
This mixer is actually mind-boggling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go on camera 2, and actually you can't see it, but I'm going to switch to camera 2. Here it is here, and that's what it looks like. It's very, very light, and right here in the front we have 4 volume controls, which means channel 1, 2, 3, 4. We have rheostats there, so of course you can adjust the sound, and it just keeps getting better and better. On the side, we have a headphone jack, if you will, and we also have a line out, which means that this is essentially analog out, and of course you have rheostats both here and here to control the volume of the headset, and the final output that comes out of the mixer. So that's unique. Now here's where the magic comes, and this is what blows me away. On this side you see a little USB port right there, and what that will do is it will allow you to go digital out. Yes, that's right, digital out. So now you have the ability to go right into your computer and make this a digital audio mixer with 4 channels in, but it doesn't stop there. It actually contains, if you want, a battery.
2 AA batteries.
2 AA batteries.
Let
okay.
me just jump in
Sure,
here
please.
and talk about that USB connector, because now the USB connector does a number of different things. It'll do power and data, so if you plug it into your computer's powering the mixer and taking the audio feed out of there. However, it can be power only or data only. So let's say what you want to do is you want to power it by the AA battery because the iPhone's not going to give you enough power for it, but you still want to go into the iPhone digital. You can go in digital while powering with the AA battery. Or if you want to go out analog and power it through a better quality, rather than AA's, if you want to get one of those big USB bricks, you're going to be on all day and you don't want to take a chance of running out of batteries, you can do that too.
Okay, so we have our lights here. We have a low battery for the battery indicator and your power indicator, and this is what's amazing about this particular device. Certainly you can mount this, so actually you can mount this right on top of your camera unit. It's very light, it's portable, battery operated, and let's switch cameras here.
So by the way, this camera is my iPhone camera going into our switcher, because our switcher does beautiful scaling. So now you can see the mini mixer up close, and you can see we have it on a little tripod, so you can either get a little cold shoe and mount it onto a tripod, or what I'm doing here is, this is kind of a funny fix, is it's a mic stand with a mic to quarter-20 adapter, then we're using the quarter-20 up on top. So now I think that's a pretty elegant little mounting solution for the table.
It's a brilliant solution. Now, what's unique about this, folks, is that you could take your iPhone and you could take your iPad, whatever you have, and you basically can go around and record in HD because you're using your 1080p camera that's on your iPhone or your iPad or whatever the platform is, and you now can have 4 inputs, which means you can have 4 mics, you can have 3 mics and add a different source to it, and you're totally portable. And not to belabor the point, but I am sitting on a table right now. I'm in front of a table that's probably 2.5 feet by 2.5 feet, and here we are. I have 4 microphones, and by the way, we need to talk about these phenomenal mics.
Gooseneck mic.
Okay, and that's what we're using. This is all Marshall equipment, and I got to tell you, these MXL mics are phenomenal. They're gooseneck, they bend left, right, the whole bit. They have a mute, they have a high-low gain on it, and the beautiful thing is I can plug these into this mixer, and I'm totally portable. Right now, I'm sitting in front of 4 cameras, 4 microphones, and I can operate everything from my iPad or iPhone or Droid or whatever it is that you want.
It
doesn't get any sweeter than that.
Well, let me tell you a funny story about the mini mixer. So I play in a band, and every year we play on a float in the 4th of July parade in Huntington Beach.
Right.
And we had a trombone, a clarinet, and a trumpet, and my ukulele. So what we did was we took the mini mixer, we took the lavaliers out,
right,
and we mic'd ourselves with the lavalier mic,
right,
into our instruments. We went out live.
So you mic the instruments essentially.
We mic'd the instruments
on them, okay,
with this little battery powered.
Right.
I powered it through a USB battery, and then we went out to this little powered speaker, and we're completely wire free.
That's the beauty of this. So if you're going to be doing podcasting or even making home movies,
mixer too,
it just does a great job.
So in our mobile media line, we've tried to do everything. We have a handheld, we have a lavalier, we have a shotgun, we even have a boundary mic. We have a gooseneck, we have a USB version of this, and I really like it, and it does very well in the market because of how we've designed it. It's a cardioid, so it's really just going to get the front of you, but it's a very short range. Really, the ideal is about 8 inches to a foot away, by the time you get past 2 or 3 feet, it stops picking most anything up. So it's got a short range. So in a noisy environment like a show, it's the most perfect mic. It's a table mic, so you got to be on a table. I don't think you want to hold it. But you put it on the table, and it's going to get just you. You're not going to get even a lot of cross between what Don and I do. It's really focused. It's very durable. It's all metal. And I auditioned a lot of mics. This sounded the best out of everything. It's sensitive enough where I can be here, and I don't have to be right up on it, but not too sensitive that it's going to get everybody's conversation.
Shortly, I'm going to have Perry back on the Gadget Professor show. We're going to do a whole show. It's tough to do a whole show because we're here at the, at the convention center, and obviously we're doing interviews every 15 minutes. But Perry's going to come back, and Perry promised me that we're going to be able to work out some bundle specials with these MXL products, and it's going to be something that anybody who wants to get into podcasting or produce shows for whatever reason, high school, professional, whatever, we're going to have some amazing bundles that you'll be able to take advantage of and get these excellent products.
People do Periscope more and more, and Periscope is really exploding, and live streaming out of your phone. A lot of reporters are now what I would call a one-man show.
Absolutely.
You're holding the phone, so you're the video guy, you're doing the interview, so what you want is a perfect audio mix. So to me, the perfect audio mix is the Mini Mixer, a lavalier on yourself, and then a handheld for your subjects. So we're gonna call it the one-on-one. We're gonna launch it here first with Don. We're gonna and what we will do is this sells for $229. I can announce that right now. This sells for $229.
I'm hearing this for the first time, so
yeah, $229. Okay, the handheld is $99. The lavalier is $70. We're gonna give the lavalier away for free. So we're gonna give them $70
awesome.
mic for free. Yeah, so it'll be an awesome package.
Perry, you're the man.
We're gonna call it the one-on-one. You guys help me make it famous, the one-on-one.
Well, Perry, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being the sponsor of the Gadget Professor show, and we're going to be seeing a lot of you, whether you like it or not. Thank you very much.
Welcome to NAB 2016.
Folks, stay tuned. We'll be right back. This is Don Baine, the Gadget Professor, coming to you live from the showroom floor. We'll be right back.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.